Hi everyone, my name is Andrei Smirnov and I represent Rumi Real Estate. My specialization is the selection and sale of new buildings in Dubai. In this video we are going to have an overview of the Jumeirah Village Triangle neighborhood, JVT. I'm reviewing it separately from JVC, Arjan, Sports City because there are features that make it stand out. And it will not be a walk in the format, look how beautiful it is. There will be the numbers, facts, opinions that different, and these opinions will be based on risks. We have a private chat with buyers and investors on Telegram. There I publish information about cancellation, availability, and about units with the status ready to move. Write me, I send to you invitation link. For a very long time, we have had the habit of putting an equal sign between the neighborhoods of JVT, JVC, Arjan, Sports City, Motor City in Dubai. That's actually not the case. In this video, I want to show you the JVT neighborhood from a different perspective. The thing is that when the development of these neighborhoods was planned, the developers had one concept. In the process, it changed. Master developers left these areas and then the neighborhoods were built by whoever could. Now we see the intensification of many developers in JVT, and I looked at the state registry extracts, so I realized that in principle the price in this area, well, look, 2-bedroom, almost 130 square meters, 2 million dirhams. 1-bedroom, more than 100 square meters, 1.3 million dirhams, and 1-bedroom, 1.2 million dirhams. So the prices are a little bit different from JVC. I think the point is that the community of Jumeirah Village Triangle is a little bit different. There are more low-rising buildings, there are more park areas, they look a little bit different than in JVC, and the development is a little bit different format. That is, in the center we see townhouses, villas, mansions, and on the border they build high-rise buildings. And one of the developers, Tiger, he is doing several launches in this area at once, and there are interesting prices for units. And in this location, specifically of this developer, you can also take a post-handover, and together with this there are units with a few features. And by the time these houses will be built according to the development plan of the city, there will be the largest shopping mall. Not like in JVC, it will be much bigger, and there will be a subway. It will give a boost to daily rentals. We are already seeing apartments for rent in these neighborhoods, and sometimes the prices are almost the same at NGLT, Jumeirah Lake Towers. So I recommend taking a closer look at the neighborhood for the sole reason that it's the closest neighborhood. So this photo was taken from one of the JVT high-rise buildings. Nothing is blocking the view. These are the JVT mansions. Next, this is the Springs and Meadows neighborhood. And then there is the DMCC free zone, which is the largest free zone with a huge number of companies registered. I said in one of the videos that about 20 companies are registered there every month, and there are already about 100,000 companies registered, and the number is growing. If we even calculate that each company employs, for example, 3 people, we get a solid figure that these people need somewhere to live. Dubai Marina most likely doesn't meet their demand. It is hard to live in Marina for a business audience. There is something about the internet city, but obviously the room stock is lacking. And this part of the city develops, and it is developing. GVC and GVT will develop because these are the nearest bedroom communities. These villas are where certain people live. It's very difficult to rent or buy anything there. So this distance is the key advantage. And if we look at the way GVT is being built now, we see that a large number of houses are being launched in the upper middle segments, while the prices have remained at the same level as the bedroom neighborhood prices. And if we look at the same kind of houses in GVC, we see good rental figures. We can see that 2 bedroom in GVC rent for 165,000 dirhams, 1 bedroom for 100,000 dirhams, and 1 bedroom for 90,000 dirhams. We see that the average rental rate, I want to emphasize that is all old contracts. New contracts and studios, we see that here the price has increased more than 10%. There are successful examples of deals where investors are making 45, 19, and 35%. That's why I want to take a closer look at this neighborhood, talk about its pros and cons, and most importantly, discuss its risks. Given that it's possible to find a unit with installments post-handover, we can safely consider a light financial load to maximize returns. What are the risks of this strategy? You can get caught and misjudge the market. What are the risks of this strategy? You can get caught and misjudge the market price. For example, there were launches in GVT and I questioned them when, for example, the developer sold studios for 850,000, 900,000 dirhams. I questioned them when, for example, the developer sold studios for 850,000 dirhams. Probably whatever their facilities are, whatever their packaging is, perhaps I would highlight the project of 1 bedroom in selection. Because after all, the neighborhood is more family oriented. So there is a risk of misjudging the market price. The solution here is to look at similar cases in the state register and see what the situation is. Try to work out only the basic features of objects, but also all the other 8 points. We take into account that the installment post-handover is likely to be paid. It should also be carefully considered. In the case of a unit for 850 dirham, this unit, if I remember correctly, it also furnished. In principle, even with the paid installments, the price is normal because we see that it is sold already for 1.2 million. Even if our unit adds 20%, it's about the same solution. As for location, here you should look at the rating of the neighborhood and evaluate more buildings. Again, if we are considering a strategy with the daily rentals, we need to pay attention not only to the neighborhood but also to where the windows will be facing. Next, we look at the developer cases. We need to understand the points regarding his previous projects. Here we look carefully to make sure that it is not a desert. But there are exceptions. The district of JVT is not the first place, but not the last in the development plan of the city of 2040, because there will be a shopping mall, there is a challenge to increase the retail area, and there will be a metro station there. All roads are already connected, so there will be an important infrastructure object on the territory of the neighborhood. At the same time, if we look at the map, we see a school that is ranked in the 23 school rankings, and we see that a school that is neighborhood has a good rating. That's an added benefit for our audience. What risk there may be? Long resale. We try to find a unit with the ordinary features. If there will be an option, a studio with different options or a 1 bedroom requiring an upgrade, take 1 bedroom better. Location, already talked about. We are looking at buildings that will still have a limited number of units, but I don't think there will be a clubhouse in GVT anytime soon. Here we will deal with buildings above 20 or 30 floors. But here we have to consider that JVT is the nearest bedroom community to DMCC and Internet City, and these are the two largest free zones in Dubai. People who work in these free zones can't physically be located to Marina, Palma, and GLT. First of all, not everyone had that kind of budget, and secondly, these are places of limited development. So they look for places where they can live comfortably. But agree, the nearest sleeping area to Internet City, the nearest sleeping area from Marina is GVT, and they are on the other side of Al Furjan, but it's different story. It will be separately analyzed. So that means that we have minimal risk here. And we see if the unit fits the needs of different audience. Expat, yes. Tourists, yes. The subway will appear, the shopping mall will appear, this risk is minimized. Business audience, yes, because the free zones around the expo, free zone around Marina, and the free zones around the entrance city are all to our advantage. Next, let's look at the units with long installments. Not all offers in this area with installments post handover, but anywhere there are some of them. Could the development be delayed? Yes, they can, but escrow covers all developers. Looking for something with a time frame of about 3 years, we fit right in here. Look for interesting options for payment, either installment post handover or a 50-50 or a 60-40, so part paid during construction, part at the keys, or a part during construction, part after keys. You rent the apartment and pay part of the installment, thereby minimizing risk. And the last, you may need to upgrade in a few years. I want to say right away, though there are no illusions with the units for 850,000 dirhams, most likely yes. After a few years, you will have to upgrade. So lay 50,000 dirhams of descriptions for 3 years. That's somewhere between 15 on 20,000, but with the price and that fee, it's quite a business story.
You will find even more useful information about real estate market in Dubai on my YouTube channel.
So, understand the price and risk information, let's try to give the neighborhood a rating. Low score for public transportation, low score for location. On ROI, not the best picture. For example, in the same Dubai Hills, this indicator will be higher. Here is what we have. We have a piece toward public transportation and access to retail. According to the 2040 plan, this is where the subway is going to go next. The first subway stations that will open next are JVT and GVC. The largest shopping mall in this location will be comparable in parameters, comparable to the mall in Dubai Hills. I think that there will be stores of different segments. We will find brands that everyone knows and loves. Along with this, there will be stores with a low rating. Most likely, there will be large furniture stores like the Nube or Homebox, a few supermarkets, something like Carrefour, something like Carrefour. So let's see if we have a shopping mall already built and standing. If this indicator is equalized, we solve several issues at once. We solve audience queries. We solve the questions of what to do when extreme temperatures. And the subway is opening up. New expats who don't have cars are getting access here, and tourists who come on economics who don't want to stay in hotel. Who prefer not only beach rest but also exploring the city. When exploring the city, taxis are expensive. They're afraid of cars. Respectively, the subway in the off-season solve this issue. And as for the removal, if we remember the experience of Dubai Hills, you and I have concluded that the audience which considers bedroom communities in Dubai, they are ready to sacrifice comfort relative to the location. But are not ready to sacrifice the shopping mall, which is in walk distance. They are not willing to sacrifice the concept. By the way, I rate the concept of the district higher than in JVC because they kept the original concept. This is such a suburb with a lot of greenery park, sports grounds, playgrounds. There are walking areas and not many high-rise buildings around. High-rises all around the perimeter, taken out of the radius of low-rise buildings. And the fact that the neighborhood is not as new as, for example, Dubai Hills or Town Square is a benefit because we see what big trees, a lot of shade, and the air beside the highways around the plaza. And the fact that the neighborhood is not as new as, for example, Dubai Hills or Town Square is a benefit because we see what big trees, a lot of shade, and air, despite the highway rounds, are pleasant. As soon as these indicators rise, capitalization and ROI will immediately increase. Therefore, objects from the Jumeirah Village Triangle area with installments post handover with a light financial load with discounts. I remind you that in such areas developers very often organize promotion in the off seasons on Muslim holidays, New Year's and others. We will take the peak of the must-haves.
I wish you to find an apartment or a villa at the best price, in the best location, and so that if you want to sell it or rent, you will get the best offer. And now I will go to recording a new video for you. Good luck and bye bye.